John Fahey was an acoustic folk guitarist with a career spanning from 1959 to 2001. He played folk blues Americana in a fingerstyle way, particularly. Now, he's one of those people who didn't get a huge recognition in his lifetime, but retrospectively has been appraised as being important and influential. Hi, my name's Dan. So this is my first encounter with John Fahey, and therefore I've not heard this album before. As usual, I'll start with description. I'm going to describe this as being instrumental acoustic guitar of various kinds, particularly using fingerstyle picking, but also sometimes using slide. There's sometimes it's a normal standard steel string acoustic guitar. Sometimes it's a 12 string. I wonder if the slide might be a resophonic at times. On a couple of tracks, it's joined by a banjo with somebody else playing the banjo player. So the title of the album, Blind Joe Death, was actually in itself the name I think of his first album, and it's a character that he invented who's a supposed aged blues guitar player, and he would do things like put a biography of Blind Joe Death in the liner notes. Blind Joe Death is entirely fictitious. Um, and what else can I say? Right, so the fingerstyle that he's playing quite a lot this time is one that I associate with Chet Atkins. So it's a fairly obscure album, one that I came across in my late teens, early 20s, I think, which was the Chet Atkins Nashville Guitar Quartet, which has some really nice fingerstyle playing. And this sounds very much like the style that Chet Atkins developed. It feels very much like a folk archive kind of record, and it's kind of just laid down there. It's something to be kept, but it's not bad for as an album to listen to as an album. Most of the tracks are his compositions. Some of them are reworkings of known tunes, and generally it's got a feeling of folk and blues. The blues stuff comes in more when he plays the slide, I would say. There are a few which, as I say, are reworking of tunes that I recognise. So also the melody has actually got a few strung together, and I recognised Camptown Races. I think I recognised Michael Rutherford Shaw, and I recognised Dixie, but there's others in there as well. There's one of the tracks is an arrangement of a music hall song, Daisy Daisy, which I know pretty well. And fairly obviously, all the rest of the stuff was stuff that I didn't recognise because it's his compositions. It's well played, it's well arranged, it's gentle, and it's got a feeling of space to it. Feels a bit like a wide open landscape with all the time in the world, just kind of sitting around drinking something cold. I was somewhat amused by the dog interrupting in one track, giving a bit of a bark, and he stops playing and goes, and the dog stops, and then he just carries on from the start. Nice little kind of human moment in there. So as a listen, yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. It doesn't have, in some ways, a lot of depth, but it's got a certain amount of nuance to it in the playing. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. As always, at this point, I'd love to get you to tell me what you think of this album. You might know more about the significance of John Fahey than I do, especially if you're American and you know more about that kind of history of the kind of scene and the style and the things that he's in. Anything, though, that you want to throw in, any feelings, thoughts, whatever about the review or about the album, I'd love to hear from you. So please do share. And that's it from me for now.